Good morning, everyone. I am Risha Marina Isaac, the Vice President of the Student Council, and it is a great pleasure to be your MC for this session of the Student Induction Program. Last week's session conducted by Aditi was certainly an enthusiastic one. You all were introduced to the Student Council, oriented with what exactly the SIP sessions are all about and why they are conducted, and also given a quick yet informative tour of the campus and college life. For today, we have talks on important topics by three special speakers, Dr. Shravanti, Dr. Jaya Lakshmi, and Ms. Maurvi Kapoor. This session is all about getting you prepared to embark on your journey in the college for the next 3 years, while also equipping you with mindsets that will take you far in life, which of course is followed by super fun interactive sessions held after by the Psychon Club. Someone wise once said, "Great things never came from comfort zones." If there's anything that pushes us to take the next step and do better in life, it's motivation. Better yet, if it comes from within. On this note, Shimran Diana, General Secretary PG of the Student Council, will introduce to everyone the first speaker of today's session, Dr. Shravanti, a proud alumna of our dear college. Values are like lighthouses. They are signals giving us direction, meaning, and purpose. An institution that abides by its values is an institution that brings out the best in its students. Akshita, Cultural Secretary of the Student Council, will now introduce our next speaker, Dr. Jaya Lakshmi, former Head Department of Chemistry, who will speak on the core values of St. Francis College. Remember how we spoke of motivation and getting out of our comfort zones? Well, sometimes we need a break. From the hustling and doing this and doing that, sometimes we just need to breathe, have a good nap, listen to our favorite songs, and just take a time out from work and check up on our mental health. And during the times we forget, it helps to have someone remind us. Our next speaker is someone who advocates for the importance given to mental and emotional well-being. I'd like to call upon Janvi Jethani, the Treasurer of the Student Council, to introduce Ms. Maurvi Kapoor, the Councillor of our college. Followed by this will be an activity session conducted by Ms. Maurvi and her team, the Psychon Club. So here's wishing you a happy learning. Thank you.
Let us all bow our heads in prayer. God, a loving Father, we thank you for this beautiful day. We come to you today asking for your blessings on all the students who gathered virtually for this session. Lord, our Heavenly Master, we submit this session and all the speakers in your hands. Bless them abundantly. We pray for the students who are now part of St. Francis family. Bless each one of them with wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Guide them through the journey in the college. Fill each and every student with enthusiasm and heart to grow in the future. Give them confidence and grace to excel in their skills and talents. We also pray for our management for organizing Student Induction Program. We make this prayer in the most precious name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
To speak a few words about Dr. Vidya Shravanti ma'am, I must say that Dr. Vidya Shravanti ma'am is a top-notch entrepreneur and educationist with a radical vision to bring about change for the better. With a doctorate in English literature and masters in education, Dr. Vidya has a keen sense for corrective strategies and forward thinking. Being a prolific leader, she possesses 3 decades of extensive experience in running educational and financial institutions. In her expansive career, she has served as the managing director of a top microfinance institution until October 24, 2017. She is a co-founder and director of Reckleford International School and St. Peter's Model School, Nacharam, and the director for UK College of Education. Dr. Vidya Shravanti forayed into the field of finance and education largely to fulfill her innate passion to serve the community in myriad ways. This is also one of the reasons that she holds multiple portfolios, The most recent being her role as co-opted member of GHMC and a member of the Minorities Commission of Telangana. As Director Principal of Reckleford International School, Hyderabad, Dr. Vidya leads by example, inspiring and encouraging students and teachers alike to be their best and build positive relationships. Her vast educational experiences have afforded her the opportunity to collaborate and join forces with a diverse group of individuals and like-minded educationalists to meet the common goal of augmenting student achievement and well-being. Her educational philosophy is based on her uncompromising and unflinching belief that all students can learn, give a positive and open learning environment, formidable and knowledgeable leadership, a committed, focused and a vibrant educational team, an encouraging community and a supportive parent body. I now request ma'am to speak a few words.
Hello my dear students. It gives me great honor and privilege to speak to you a few words. I'm Dr. Vidya Sravanti. I've been working as a teacher, a professor. I worked at St. Francis College. I was also a student of St. Francis and I worked there for 15 years in the Department of English. Thereafter I established few schools, St. Peter's School and Reckleford International School and UK College of Education. There are about 5 institutions that I have founded and it gives me great privilege and honor to be an educationist. Being an alumni of St. Francis, I'm also very privileged to have been nurtured in the values of St. Francis. St. Francis stands for peace, love, joy, happiness and how we can radiate this peace around in the world today. We are working in the times when we are talking about love, we are talking about friendship, we are talking about resilience to cope with COVID times. And we as youngsters, as women in this world, we should champion this peace so that the generations to come can also learn how to live their lives. Young students always have dreams and desires, and all of us go through that phase wherein we are dreaming big, dreaming large. It's very good to dream, but how do I live my dreams? How do I make my life more meaningful? How can I radiate that love which is within me always? But then I want to radiate the love around. I want people around me to know that I'm a person who is worthy enough to live in a world wherein I can spread this love. So firstly, my dear students, let us look at life in our own perspective and understand that we live in a world that is very relational because all the time we need to keep building our relationships. Firstly, as children, we are towards our parents, our families, what are we to them and how are we taking care of them or respecting them. And thereafter, of course, friends become the prime focus in our lives. And then we begin to dream and we want to be successful people in this world, which has to be an inspiration, a dream for everyone to live their lives complete. So while thinking about life, when we were young, we were all the time told to be more disciplined, to be more structured in our work, which is always a good value to live up to through our lives. In today's time, discipline has much more meaning without even saying it. But if we have to be competitive in the world today, where there are so many challenges and at the same time there is so much we can learn, so many millions of opportunities that you can explore, that you can discover, wherein you can keep enhancing your skills, not merely in technology, but also there are so many other skills which are important, like the communication skills, like the resilience, when there is a setback in your life, in your family, how do you come back to the forefront and how do you live your life complete again? So disciplining your life has to be a lifetime ambition, a lifetime nurturing of yourself. And each one of us know how to do that. When we organize our life around us, we are disciplined. When we know we have to maintain punctuality at work, we are disciplined. When we know that we need to keep ourselves fit and always ready, we are disciplined. When we know we have to upgrade our knowledge and information, we are disciplined. When we know that we have to keep working on ourselves, we are disciplined. So discipline is the prime, area which has to keep developing, enhanced, and keep growing in it all the time. I want you to also think about other areas in life which are very important. Because when we talk about discipline, we also think about people around us and how empathetic are we to them. It's not mere sympathy, but how much are we being a part of their lives. Because we know that in today's time, there are not merely the COVID pandemic issues, but also there are issues related to, getting jobs, and there are homes where both parents are not able to find work. There are homes where they've lost either a father or a mother, or there are homes where they've lost some other very close family member. And these are very difficult times. Also, we know about the war that has been waging between the East and the Middle East and other countries. And we know that, there are people struggling to even live on a daily basis. I'm sure you're aware of how people are afraid that they may not live to see the next day because of the war. And also there is war that we are experiencing in our own border land. So we know what's happening in Kashmir, we know what's happening on the China border, on the Pakistan border, and there is this kind of, danger situation everywhere around us. So what about being empathetic to our own fellow beings? Maybe we are ourselves facing some difficulty, but there are others who are facing much more difficulty. This is not to put our spirits down, but this is only to see that we reinforce our energies, that we relive a life which can become much more complete by being a shareholder of what's happening around us and being empathetic to people around us. As youngsters, you have your own dreams and desires, but also having this empathy, this spirit of being united with people around us is much more valuable, and this value will add a lot of charm to your life, a lot of satisfaction and a lot of happiness. It's only in giving that we are happy. That is one of the lines in our school and college song. In giving to others, we are more happy. So this is what empathy is all about, resilience is all about. Disciplining and developing your inner self, developing your outer being. There are two things every human being goes through. That is, there is the inner being and the outer being. Whatever I am from within, I can radiate the same outside. So being empathetic, being kind, being sympathetic, being compassionate with people around is one of the best, values that we can nurture in our lives. I would also want to talk about the decisions that we make, because these decisions are our foundation for our future. Each one of you, as you are budding and you're growing and you are in those years of developing yourselves, your skills, and building your talent from within, I know you're all very hardworking, because without hard work, you cannot live life, you cannot achieve anything in life. Hard work goes till the end, but there is joy in hard work, my dear students. On a daily basis, there is so much joy and happiness if you keep working hard. Because I can see, look at my own past, and I know that every day is a journey. We all know that, and every day one has to be conscientious that we put in that best part into that hard work and make our life complete. Every day should be a success journey. So when you take the right decisions, when you know that this is the right thing to do, when you think well and your spirit is guiding you, you take that right decision and then you move forward. Then you would radiate that love to people around you. So this is one of the good things you may have to do all through your life. So what is my direction in life? What is the course of action I want to take? How do I want to achieve that? Every person has the short-term goal and the long-term goal. So it's good for you at this young age to set your goals right. Maybe you can ask for some guidance and then set it right. I've seen in homes that there are youngsters who are engrossed into their own little world, and they are only looking at how they can make their day complete with some very light-hearted activities, which may not be really enriching you as a person, developing your personality. Not that we should always be focused on this. We should have our lighter moments. We should have our lighter time of, whiling away a little bit of our time in some, a meaningless, maybe frivolous kind of activity which cannot really bear any fruit. But one must be always mindful that our time is limited. It passes by so fast and so quickly. Ask me and I can tell you. I feel I've been a student of St. Francis just few years ago. Though now when I look back, I know it's been more than about 40 years that I've been a student of junior college and thereafter degree college. And after 2 years of studying at Usman University, I went back to teach at the college and worked there for 15 years. I left St. Francis in 2002. But then it all appears as if it was just yesterday. Life goes by very soon and very quick, my dear youngsters. You are at the peak of your life when you can make your life beautiful with nurturing yourself with all these basic values in life, wherein you can build your future, and then your future becomes much more meaningful. You cannot see the future, but you're already into the path. So while you are in the path, you will have to nurture your life with these good values. There are this set of values which are so essential to make you that complete human being that you need to be. See, I've heard of many youngsters who even give up their life during these difficult times. There are some youngsters just without any great reason, they just give up their life. But these are not the ways that you should be thinking about yourself. Because life is beautiful, and God has granted us life. He's given us health and He's asked us to live a good life. It is our duty to live it complete and also with energy, with the strength from within. Anybody is not strong merely because of physical strength. People are strong because of the inner strength that you build from within. You could be a lean person, but still you can be a strong person. Think of Mahatma Gandhi. I would like to quote the example of Mahatma Gandhi, you all know. But let me quote the example of Ramabai, Pandita Ramabai. Pandita Ramabai, she was born a Brahmin. She's called Pandita because she learned Sanskrit and she was a great Pandit in Sanskrit. And then she had to be alone in her life because she was married very young. When she was a teenager, she lost her husband when she was barely 24-year-old. She established Mukti Mission in Pune, and then it's a women's center wherein she was not a rich lady, but she established a center in a few acres of land. It's a huge place wherein she has set up, a home for the destitute women. She set up places of work where they can learn to, acquire various skills for their own employment, for self-employing themselves. And also there are several activities there. Women are always busy. When you enter there, you find the whole place is so peaceful with a lot of activity. There is a school, there's an orphan home, there is a center where women can learn various methods of, how they can acquire skills. So this is the center which Pandita Ramabai has established. And I want you to know that she later became a great missionary and she brought many to the fold of love and living in peace and harmony with one another. So we know that it is not the physical strength it is the inner strength. And these are the values that we need to nurture from within. Values which St. Francis of Assisi had established, and we are nurturing that in our college, in our school, to live in love and peace with our fellow beings. So today is a time, the call wherein we all need to remember that we are humans who must live in harmony with one another. There is a lot of, call for people, asking them to come and to be champions of peace and champions of love. And more than the youngsters, nobody else knows how much you can do here in this field of championing for love and peace. So I would urge you all, dear students, that you have to build these certain values within yourself. Discipline your lives. Develop your personality more and more so that you can grow from within. And also you need to, enlighten people around you. Be empathetic with people around you. You must also have the sense of direction in which way you are going. What is the path you're going to take up? How are you going to bring this peace and love among people around you? So, as you do this, I wish you all the best. I also pray to God that He gives you good life and good health. May God be with you and with your families. I also would like to thank Sister Sandra and the entire team at St. Francis College. It is like my second home. While I was studying and working there, I knew that every day was such a great pleasure. The atmosphere itself, it nurtured me to where I am today. And every day was a moment that I relish even today. I think of my past memories and I enjoy, reliving those moments in my heart. And I am so grateful to God that He has given me an opportunity to share a few thoughts with you, to share a very quick and brief message with you, so that you can build your core strengths from within, you can build your core values from within, and you can shine out to be a perfect person in this world. We are perfect when we compete from within ourselves. We don't have to compare with anyone outside, but we can do our best, and the blessings come from above. May God be with each one of you. God bless you.
Mrs. C. Jaya Lakshmi is a former student of Francis College. After having completed her PG in analytical chemistry from Osmania University, Mrs. Jaya Lakshmi has taught in the junior college and later shifted to St. Francis Degree College. Not only did ma'am share the best rapport with students and the faculty members, but also received the Best Teacher Award by the college. After 3 decades of selfless service, Mrs. Jaya Lakshmi had retired as the HOD of Chemistry Department. Now I request Jaya Lakshmi ma'am to speak a few words.
I warmly welcome the new batch of students eager and happy into the portals of St. Francis College, a premier educational institution that is committed to imparting an education that makes a student face the challenges of life with strength of character, faith, and courage. It's my privilege to welcome you as I am an alumnus of this college, having studied here decades ago, first been here as a student and later as a faculty member of the Department of Chemistry. So once again, a very warm welcome to you, and I hope that you have a great time as we all did in your undergrad program. You are on the threshold of a new life, a journey that will be of immense importance in shaping your future. Undoubtedly, you have come with expectations regarding your goals and aspirations. You need to ask yourself what you expect from your teachers, your fellow students, and the college at large, and reflect upon the role that you want to play in your academic life. The essence of education is concentration of the mind and training of the mind. This is the definition given by Swami Vivekananda. It is a life-building, character-making assimilation of ideas and not the mere collecting of facts. Since you are here to take this program in St. Francis College, it is my privilege to tell you about our values and what we hope to impart to the students apart from just academic education. To understand the core values and ideals of the college, I will take you briefly through the values. Values are principles and standards of behavior and one's judgment of what is important in life. So to start with, the first point that I would like to touch upon is integrity. Honesty and strong moral principles will take you through life with great success. Dare to be upright and truthful. You will find your way through life with less complications. Here I would like to share a short story with you about a king and his 3 ministers. Once upon a time, there was a king, a very fair and a just king, who ruled his kingdom well. He had his council of ministers, and he wanted to test them. He called 3 of them and asked them to go into the forest and collect whatever fruits they could find. He gave them each a bag and sent them to different parts of a forest. So the 3 ministers took their bags and went to the forest, each to his own part of the forest. The first minister took the bag and took the king's order very seriously. He went round searching the forest and picked the best fruits that he could find, filled the bag, and came back to the kingdom. The second minister was not happy with this errand at all. So he went round looking for fruits. He only picked up what was on the ground. Some of them were damaged, but he didn't mind it. He just picked up whatever he could find and filled the bag and brought it back to the kingdom. The third minister was the laziest of them all. He just didn't pay heed to the king's instructions. The fruits that he selected were of such a bad quality, and he just filled it up with some stones and leaves and then packed the bag, thinking that the king is not going to ask them about the fruits at all, and it's just a wasteful errand that he's doing. So he came back to the kingdom. Now the king told that the ministers have returned. Now he didn't meet them at all, but just gave orders that each of them should be in a different cell in the prison, and that no food should be given to them for the next 3 days. The first minister was in his cell all by himself, but he had his bag of very good fruits, berries, which he had picked from the forest. The second minister had only half the bag full of good fruits, the rest were all damaged ones. So at least he did not go hungry, but he just had 1 meal perhaps per day. Now the third minister had absolutely nothing to eat, and he starved all the days that he was in prison. So this is a lesson for all of us about integrity, uprightness, and dedication to duty. You can reflect upon it and draw your own conclusions. The next part, I would talk about the pursuit of excellence. We need to pay attention to small details and be aware of things and people around us, and cultivate certain qualities that will help us in our pursuit of excellence. The qualities are to listen without distraction, to work with responsibility, to put all our efforts to the task at hand, and to tap all our inner energies. We need to have stored pictures of people and things to enrich our imagination, to make our mind creative and innovative. The next point is faith. Let positive, strong, and helpful thoughts enter your mind. Every religion believes that we are the children of God with divinity inherent in us. So believe in yourself. All the strength and succor that you need is within you. Therefore, make your own future, the infinite future, before you, and you alone are responsible for your fate. You are the bringer of both good and evil into your life. We are open to reality and enjoy nature and the small things which nature gives us. The beauty of nature, the sunshine, the fresh air, the sea, mountains, and colors of flowers and animals. We each have many wonderful and unique qualities within us, external beauty of the body and inner beauty of the heart. Hence, let us respect ourselves and respect others. It is the basic need for a good and healthy relationship with your parents, with teachers, with friends, and with neighbors as well. Then family life becomes a joy and social life meaningful. about social responsibility. As students and citizens, we need to cultivate the feeling of oneness, of unity, and a strong sense of belonging to our country. These are indeed very troubled times of mindless violence in the world. Our country has a great culture, and our civilization can make us feel proud of our ancestors. Wherever we may go in future, let us know our roots and let none belittle our culture and diversity. Within our own country too, the political environment is not congenial and is in a turmoil. Despite the setback, let us applaud our doctors, scientists, defense personnel, and so many others in different fields who are working selflessly for the development of our country. And more recently, our Olympians have achieved stupendous success after overcoming untold hardships. They are our inspiration and true children of our country. Next, discipline and the value of time. Time is life. The present time is the most valuable of all because this moment is ours, our chance to use to become the person we want to be. According to Emerson, the well-known philosopher has said, "Write it in your heart that each day is the best of the year." Each new day is an adventure and opportunity to make discoveries, to increase your wisdom and understanding. Remember, you have never passed this way before. Fear, doubt, indecision, and procrastination are all time robbers. Make the most of the present moment. Enjoy whatever you are doing and concentrate on one thing at a time. These are your great time savers. Self-discipline increases the richness of your life and leads you to success. Each one of you is a beautiful human being with the potential to achieve great things in the world. Your external appearance matters little as compared to your inner beauty. So dress well. Everyone would like to look good, dress well, and more so the youngsters. This is a part of growing up, and this is something that everyone enjoys. So that you can do, but just remember that your external appearance, be it your skin color, height, weight, whatever that is, and your attire, it does not define you. What defines you is your inner self. Here I would like to tell you a short anecdote relating to Swami Vivekananda. In 1893, Swami Vivekananda went to America to attend the Parliament of Religions. He delivered many lectures in different parts of the country and met with a number of people, Americans, both men and women. So he got into discussions with them and spent many an evening in their company. So on one such occasion, a lady went up to him and said, "Swamiji, why don't you dress like a gentleman?" Because Swamiji was always attired in robes, probably ochre robes. So she said, "Why don't you dress like a gentleman?" So Swamiji smiled and said, "Madam, in your culture, a tailor makes a gentleman. In my culture, it is character that makes a gentleman." So this story tells you so much about what we value. Strive to become more fully yourself. Stay special, for you already are. You are unique and have a special task to accomplish in life. You have a mission in life. I will end with these sublime lines lines from the Bhagavad Gita. Adveshta sarva bhutanam maitra karuna evacha nirmamo nirahankara samadukha sukha shami. He who is free from malice towards all beings, friendly and compassionate, free from possessiveness, balanced in joy and sorrow, forgiving by nature. That human being is a great achiever and he is dear to God. So with these suggestions and ideas about values, about our college, and about the wonderful time that I had spent both as a student and as a teacher in college, and I have gained immensely from my association with all my colleagues, my fellow students, and had a rich life in St. Francis College. I end this with a lot of gratitude and humility for the bounty that I have received and for the life that I have enjoyed. So I extend a hearty welcome to you and wish you well and a great life, a great learning experience in your undergraduate program. Thank you.
A very pleasant morning to one and all. I am Janvi Jathani, the treasurer of our student council. I hope all the freshers are availing themselves of this extremely informative and enjoyable student induction session. Taking the session forward, we have our next guest speaker, Ms. Morvi Kapoor Bhatia, St. Francis alumna from the batch of 2014. Ms. Morvi has a master's degree in counseling psychology. As honored as we are to have such an esteemed guest gracing our induction session with her kind words, we are also ecstatic to hear about her approach and understanding of the profession she has pursued. When asked about what made her happy, Ms. Morvi mentioned that to her there was no bigger joy than uplifting someone's state of mind and comforting them in times of need. Without any further ado, let us hear about what Ms. Morvi has to say to the freshers.
Hello everyone, I am Morvi Kapoor Bhatia, your counsellor here at St. Francis. I believe a healthy mind creates a happy life. I'm so glad to see that in today's age and time, we as a society has become so much more aware about mental health and how important it is for each one of us. As a counsellor, my dream is to see a stress-free society which has a lot of empathy and no judgments involved. As students, you might come across issues in your life which could be related to stress, anxiety, peer pressure, grief and loss, friendship, family, self-confidence and so on. I'll help you deal with any sort of negative feelings and thoughts you have inside yourself and provide you with a safe space, support you and respect your views without any judgment. Remember, whatever you share with me remains highly confidential. At the end, I want my students to know that they are not alone. I am thrilled to begin this journey and looking forward to touch as many lives and minds in need of that one little or not so little push. Trust me, we are all in this together, sailing through this journey called life. Thank you.